Black Clover Mobile is releasing on the 24th of May at 5 p.m. EST on Japan and Korean servers for everyone to play on. So we will be going over a lot of things and pretty much everything that you need to know for the game, which is honestly a lot. This game is very fun and there are many parts that we will need to cover, but just from the beta, I could end up talking about a lot of things. Please do check the timestamps if you only want to go over certain things. But overall, everything should be pretty good. I'd say that most of this should be decently the same in game, but there can be changes. Please know that there easily can be changes, especially in the summoning part of this video. I will be covering the game a lot from this point on, and I will be live streaming when the game does come out. So follow or subscribe to this channel. But if you want quick form content, go to this Twitter, Black Clover Mobile EN, where me and Bellio both post on it. Thank you, Bellio, for letting me use this account since April. Been doing my best with it. Now, first off, we're going to have to talk about the pre-registration for Korean and JP. So in total, KR, after hitting 1 million pre-registrations, is getting 1 SR Mimosa, 2 Bond multis or ticket multis, including this one, 300 black crystals, which is a fourth of a multi. So in total, it's pretty good. We could get more rewards on launch, but not for pre-registration. Pre-registration is the same for both JP and KR, both being 2 multis, a fourth of a multi with crystals, and SR Mimosa, who is honestly really good. I think she's a really good healer, and it's good that we're getting her because there's not many healers, so I think for everyone to get that, it's good. Now, KR though is going to be getting a bit more, so they're going to be getting 500 plus 100 here, so in total an extra half a multi by the end of it. Just in total, that's it. But maybe JP is going to get it in a different way, but for now, KR is getting a bit more. Think about it, but I don't think it's a big thing personally. Now, as for which version you should play, I think both versions are very legible to play, but I feel like more people will be playing on JP, so if you want to play long term, especially when they start adding co-op and PvP modes, maybe you want to play on JP. Also, ask any friends which versions they'll play on so you could coordinate with them, join their guilds, and in the future for co-op and stuff, you know, it would be cool to do it with them, right? Now, the story offers a very good mode, I'd say, especially with the animations and everything. So far, we know of 5 chapters total from the KR and JP App Store, and this is going to be going up to the Seabed Temple arc where we fight Veto, but it could be further than that potentially. From what I've seen, it can go further, but not 100%. Now, one thing about this game that you're going to come to love is that you're able to forward in the story. As you can see, Anto is forwarding right now the cutscene for people who don't want to go through it, and you can also skip dialogue. And the best part is, let me go back and show that to you. So the dialogue's here, Anto's in it, and then he's gonna skip it, and it's gonna give him a summary of what he just skipped, basically. So that is really nice, and I think it's honestly good for people who've already watched the anime and know exactly what's going to happen, or watched or read the manga. Now, another thing is that if you look here, 2 out of 6, these are story tickets. Story tickets are needed to progress through every single story mission taking 1 ticket. So you're going to need them. And early on, you do get a lot, but as time goes on, usually you're going to kind of run out. Now, what's cool about them is that every single story ticket you get gives you half a single. So you get 60 crystals per story ticket that you use at least, sometimes more. But later on, it does get hard to use. So hopefully they kind of change that. But that is something to mention. And I think that honestly, this story is very good and offers a very good experience comparable to the anime, but with better animations. I think many will be happy with this mode, especially because of how many crystals it ends up giving us. I think it's really nice if you ask me. I just hope we get more tickets, or at least a faster recharge time per ticket. Now, as for the gameplay, Black Clover Mobile, as we can see, is a 4v4 turn-based game. Each character offering 4 skills total. This is the skill 1, the skill 2, the combo, and an ultimate each. Everyone, as we can see, has a blue gauge next to their icon. This blue gauge out of 10, and it is what the characters use and regenerate over turns. So, the skill 2 doesn't take any gauge, but it has a 2-turn cooldown. The combo uses 6 gauge, and the ultimate uses 10 energy or gauge, whatever you want to call it. So you kind of have to coordinate with everything and make sure that you don't use too much energy if you want to use your ultimate, or if you want to use your skill 2 or something, you kind of have to coordinate. So I think that is a very fun part of this game. Now another part is the yellow bar. The yellow bar, as we can see here on the bottom, is basically like your another extension along with speed that influences the turns. So the higher your yellow bar, the quicker you'll be here. And when it's lower, usually you'll kind of be slowed in a way. It is hard to exactly explain, but it kind of acts a bit like speed. And that's alongside speed. So those are the two things really that influence this turn bar. Now, there are 5 roles in this game. The logos have changed, so I'm not going to show you them just in case like they get changed more again. But there's attacker, tank, or defender, supporter, debuffer, and healer. I'd say those 5 are pretty self-explanatory. Now, as we can see on the top, there is 3 colors. The colors there, I will go to the next image, are these 3. So proficiency for blue, tenacity for red, wisdom for green. And as we can see here, they have a favor and an unfavor. So when you have type advantage, you increase your damage by 20% and crit percent by 10%. And the exact opposite happens for reduced, for when you're type disadvantage, being reduced 20% damage and crit by 10% too. Now, I feel like it's not always the biggest. I think that like maybe other games like you do more damage, but honestly, it is good enough, I'd say, right? It is good enough. Now, last part, I guess you could say, things that affect gameplay too is buffs and debuffs. Some debuffs affecting the turns. So like freeze, stun, stuff like that slows your turn, or like basically stuns you, so puts you back 1 turn. Then there's some slowing, stuff like that. And there's other buffs like weapon enhancement, which increase damage. So there's a lot of buffs that you're gonna end up seeing over time. And as time goes on, we're for sure gonna understand all of them perfectly, because there's some like damage penetration. We're not 100% sure how it works completely, but overall, gameplay is very fun, very nice. Bunch of characters are unique in their own ways, usually having their own buffs, some having completely unique buffs. So it's really cool, especially because like lions have like just burn and stuff like that, right? So all that stuff makes for gameplay to be very, very cool. Now, we're going to talk about characters. So there are many aspects to the characters, but we're going to cover most of it. Now, to start off, there are 5 total rarities in this game. 3 of them are summonable, being rare characters, SRs, and SSRs. Now, as you can see on screen, there's also UR, and the max level being level 100 of LR. Now, with this, you need to rank up and promote each character. Ranking up involves getting these 4 petals, and to get these 4 petals, you need to use characters of the same base rarity as them each. So you're going to need 4 total to get from SSR to UR and UR to LR. Likewise for rare to SR and SR to SSR. So you're going to need 4 of the same base rarity. And then to promote, you're going to need 3 of the character you're promoting to get them duped. Now, this might sound bad because in total you would need 5 dupes for SSRs to get to LR. But there is a free to play manner of getting them within the bond system. Now, the bond system is leveled up and basically boosted through using the character. So as you use the character, you get bond XP and increase your bond level. There are 10 levels total, and once you get to max, you get repeatable gems 5 times. As you see on the bottom, you're going to get this. So in total, you're going to be getting a skin, 5 dupes of the character, and some universal shards, which could be used in the rank up times. Now, in total for gems, you get 350 gems or crystals per character. To note, a single is 120 crystals, which means every character, once you max their bond, gives you almost 3 full singles just by using them, which I think is lovely. And of course, the 5 dupes is enough to get the character from SSR to LR for free. And I made a video on this talking about like the goods and the bads about this bond system. I think it's both good and bad because it might make the game too free to play in terms of not making them enough money, but we shall see on that. I don't want to get too much into that. Now, quick note, to actually get bond XP, all you have to do is use them in a stage, and certain stages obviously give more, which is something we're going to find more info about in the future. But honestly, if you use them throughout stages, usually you'll just find out on your own which stages give more. And it's honestly really easy. Like over a night or two, you're easily going to get them maxed out 100%. I basically got like half my characters maxed out in a week for the bond system. Now, as for SRs and rares, you might need to pull a bit more to promote them to LR, considering you need more than 5 to get them from like rare to LR, because promotion takes more than 5, considering you have to go from rare to SR to SR to SSR, right? Stuff like that. Now, as for the unit itself, each unit has, of course, as we talked about, 4 total skills, right? So we talked about 2 skills, an ultimate, and a combo attack. That is with the person adjacent to you on the field. Of course, there are some special combos that make their combos even stronger and offer unique animations. So basically, Yami and Jack have one, Asta, stuff like that. Those are really cool. The animations are nice, and also they're just better combos, right? Already combos are sometimes broken, so this makes them even better. Now, there are 2 passives on a SSR unit, but on an SR unit, as we can see here, there's only one. So I think this was made to give SSRs that little boost, because some SRs in the game were better than most SSRs. So I think it's fair for SSRs to get the extra passive, because passives were not like the craziest thing. They weren't like Dokkan type passives, right? Now you could also see this slot for a skill page, a sort of system like Genshin or Star Rail, acting as an extra passive, and each character, so we'll check this out. Basically, this is just a normal skill page. This is a skill page that increases crit percent and crit damage, and you could of course level up each one to give more percentages. Now there's also a unique skill page for each single character in the game, and these skill pages increase what the skills do and not just give like an extra passive. These basically, so as you can see, for this one, here it's going to give an extra 35% chance to remove a buff from an enemy target upon being attacked, which, this one isn't the best, but there are many good ones. I just wanted to give an example that it basically adds more to to 2 skills usually of a character. Now Real is a bad example because Real did get changed, but I just wanted to kind of show you that. Now after that, there is gear. So there's 4 slots for gear. Basically, you're going to need to equip 4 of them, 2 of them being a square, 1 being a vertical line, 1 being a horizontal line. When they are LR, this whole thing will be unlocked, and you will need to fit it in. Now, there are 2 sets and 4 sets similar to Genshin, and these substats are also very similar to Genshin or Star Rail if you've played either or. So you're going to kind of understand that. And basically, when you get, you could also get these LR, which usually, the higher rarities usually take more slots. And it makes sense because it also works in unison with leveling up a character to LR, they get more slots, so it makes sense for that. Now, I gotta say, for substats, sometimes it is a bit pain. I think that this is better than Genshin because you're able to free-to-play farm these a lot easier, I'd say, because you would have to wait for stamina in Genshin, so in this, it is, I'd say, a lot better. Now, here's a list of units that we know to be confirmed. These are not all units that will be in the game day 1, but they are all units that we have seen in a trailer or by actually using them, or they are on a site. So, all these characters are, basically, these are the most final version we have until launch. Some of these could, of course, change, so please keep that in mind. But many of the SSRs should stay. From what I've seen, even Lotus and Mars have stayed SSR. Maybe SRs and rares might shift around, but it should go also maybe in chronological order, so we might not see Neige and Borrow until a bit later. A lot of possibilities, just wanted to show you this. Now, you might also see that there are 3 characters with basically a skin. There's a duplicate of these. So you could see a Yuno, an Asta, and a Mimosa that seems to have a sort of skin. These are called seasonal units. Now, seasonal units basically come every new season. These are completely different units, offering different animations and skills with a special skin. They are all very broken. All 3 of them were really good, but they have abysmal pull rates. But there is a system giving you 1 for free, which will be talked about later. All 3 of the units in the beta were top tier, all being the best at their own thing. Mimosa being the best healer, being the best AoE attacker, and Asta being the best single attacker in this game. Seasonal units can be pulled on any banner, and they also, sadly, have their own skill pages with equally bad rates. Now, going into summons, this is the part that could be changed a lot, but please do bear with me as I get through this, alright? So, basically, we're going to go over the rates and the crystals first. So, of course, these rates could change. Please know that. But we're going to just talk about this. So, a single pull costs 120 crystals. And a multi costs 1,200. Now, on a banner, for now, it does seem that way on launch too, though, sadly, that mages and skill pages will both be on the same banner, with mages being 60% of the banner and the skill pages being 40%. As for the rates of SSRs for mages, it's going to be 3.18 total. And then for the rate of SSR skill pages, it will be 2.79. Overall, I think it's pretty okay rates. And it did feel at least though that you did get SSRs enough. But also, if you didn't, I feel like there was enough resources given to complement that, or enough crystals given to complement not having the highest rates ever. And as you can see, seasonals do have abysmal rates. The characters' seasonals basically were each 0.06%. It was very hard to pull them. All of it was very hard. And for the seasonal skill pages, it was 0.04. So I think that getting the skill pages, like lining up the seasonal SSR and their skill page was very, very hard, I'd say. So it was not like the best system. I wonder how they're going to handle that, honestly. Now, next up, we're going to talk about the pity. We're going to go a bit back and forth between these three. So for now, we're going to be talking about the pity. The pity in the beta was 340, giving you 3 points each. The pity now is 200 points, and we do not know the amount of points we get per pull. Before it was 3, so it would be around like 114 pulls, but now it's about 70 pulls if it is still 3 points, which is a lot better, but this could change. Now, the pity itself just gave you a random SSR on the banner, including skill pages. So I do not think it is the best pity, but it is still a good pity, especially if they reduce it by 40, honestly. Now there was, of course, step up banners, as we can see here. This was a step up banner. In the beta, it went up to step 7, but it could easily go up to step 10, 15, probably step 10 though. As you can see here, it says sale and sale, meaning that these two were half off. So I'd say that on like 6 multis, and then you get the guaranteed character, and you could do it 5 times. Yeah, I'd say that honestly, that was pretty good. That was very, very, very good. Please note though again that a number of steps can change, and this is still not the final version, right? So that is something. Now next up is that there seems to be, is this the image? No, this one, no. Hello. Oh, right, it's here. There seems to be rotating banners. So basically they said select increase summon chances available periodically. So every set amount of time, certain units will be rated up. So the amount of time for this rate up is unknown, maybe every week, could be more. It really does depend. But let's say, for example, for every week, the units that are featured on the rate up banners are rated up, and they will either be 0.75 or probably 1.5, because if we look at this, the featured basically was 1.5, and then the unfeatured was 1.5. So it would probably be 1.5 for every single rated up. And then of course there is step up banners too, like they reconfirmed it. This was like a couple weeks ago, May 4th, so like 2 weeks ago basically. So yeah, no, the rotational system does seem pretty interesting, but it could equally be as bad. Now, they did recently confirm the existence of the reroll summon on this image, which was actually today. Now, the reroll system in this game was actually really good. Basically, you get 1 ticket and you are able to reroll 20 times, and you're able to pick the summon you want. Now, on these summons, basically, you could get you will be guaranteed 1 character SSR, and you could potentially get a skill page SSR. So I think the best thing for you guys to do is probably coordinate the SSR with a skill page if you can. But if not, just try to get at least like the character you like plus a skill page SSR. I think that's the best thing. But this is probably one of the best banner systems to be able to reset it 20 times and choose the SSR you want. It's pretty nice, I'd say. It's a really good reroll system and probably one of the best I've seen. Now the last banner type that we get to see is a guaranteed SSR jumpstart, which could be paid. We'll have to see on that. But we get a guaranteed SSR, so like, hey, you know, if it is like 1200, I'm gonna take it, right? We're gonna do it. It's one time only, so you know, why not just do it, right? So I think all these banners do accumulate to make the summoning system very interesting. But just to recap, once again, the mage percent is 60%, and the SSR percent for characters is 3.18, and then for skill pages, it's 40%, and then the SSR chance for skill pages is 2.79. So overall, pretty good summoning system. We'll have to see how it evolves when the game comes out. Now, I gotta say there are many fun game modes that will probably be expanded on in the future. But let's take a look at the ones from the beta and the ones they've shown in videos very recently. So first off, there was an arena mode. It is a bot PvP that gave cracked rewards. So if we check here, the rewards were here. These rewards were given for basically hitting the rank one time, and then there was weekly rewards, which are self-explanatory. There's also seasonal rewards that honestly we do not know the amount of time for seasonal, but hey, if it's monthly, we're still eating, because I was able to get 7 multis from ranking in top 100. So like, this is a lot better than most PvP games, alongside the fact that we get weekly rewards and a reward for hitting every single rank. And in the upper ranks, as we see here, we get pretty much a multi for hitting it, which is like just wow. It really is just really nice. So I think that PvP is going to be very cool. Now, last thing is for PvP, you get a certain amount of tickets a day. You get 5 tickets and you are stuck with 5 tickets. So you want to use all those 5 tickets, and then you will probably get some other ways. If you want to use gems, you can, but PvP, just make sure, or arena, you should use all your tickets daily. Make sure you do that. And know that, like, just try to win. Just try to win. Like, even if they're higher than you, you could definitely still give it a shot. Now, next up is guilds. Guilds are pretty interesting. There was daily rewards, there was a shop. Now, there was also some modes that are unavailable, but as we can see here, there is basically a sword. This one is Guild Wars, basically, and then this one is Guild Boss. So there was not any availability for Guild Boss, but in here, we're able to see that both Guild Wars and Guild Boss exist in this guild system. And at the beginning, you are only able to have 7 people in your team. Before it was 12 in the beta, but you are able to get it up to 30 members, it seems, by level 10, which does take a while. You have to do different things, get XP. It probably will change, so I won't mention that much, but you'll definitely see it. You unlock guilds, I'm pretty sure, after you complete chapter 3. So you just want to push for guild and PvP, because these unlock pretty much at the same time. Now, another game mode is raids. As you can see here, there are 6 difficulties, and each difficulty gives you a harder challenge and also more raid coins. These raid coins will be used in the shop, and the raid itself, you will need 2 teams in, and it's pretty good. In the beta, it was actually pretty tough, even by like the 3rd difficulty. So this is going to be a very interesting mode, and I think many people will have difficulty with it at first, at least. But by the 6th one, I'm sure it's going to be nigh impossible by the beginning. Now, there was also a ranking type event. This ranking type event will probably stay. It was very good. There was only 3 difficulties of this in the beta, but it seems to have more now. Each giving you more rewards, seemingly giving us universal shards, but also having a ranking mode or ranking like part to this. And basically you had to use certain characters or like conditions to get more points, and then the more points you get, obviously the higher rank. So I think this is honestly a very interesting mode that we didn't really get to try out that much, and I didn't really see much use in during the beta because it was only for a week. But at one point it's going to be very good. I think that especially for the universal shards, it's going to be amazing. Now, the last thing for this part is there's probably co-op in the works, hopefully PvP too, because the lead dev of Black Clover actually came from Grand Cross, which, as we know, is a PvP-centric game. Now, we did talk about the free seasonal before, and this is it. Basically, it is called the Gateway of Destiny. The Gateway of Destiny gives you 1 seasonal for free for completing 6 challenges. So you're going to have to complete 6 challenges, and once you do, you're going to get the character. Now, you are able to reset it, as we see on the top right, if you do not want the character, or if you pulled the character by the end and you want to get another seasonal instead of duping it. So I think that this is a very good mode that is very good considering the rates of the seasonals. Now, last off is the battle pass. This was the battle pass of the beta. In total, this gave you 3 ticket multis, 960 gems, which was a pulse, a GSSR ticket, and some other materials. Now, in the beta, it was paid for through gems, but premium beta will probably not be free on launch. Please keep that in mind. And might get longer, might get shorter, might be better, might be worse, right? So everything of this can change, but this was the rewards in the beta. We might even see skins in this. So much could happen in the next couple of days. We'll have to see for that. Now, that's basically the end of the video. Black Clover Mobile is looking to be an incredible game, and I cannot wait to see where it goes from here. I'm really excited to record and stream videos, so subscribe for more. A lot very soon. Very, very, very soon. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.